Hello, I've come to Shibuya Station. When you think of the area in front of Shibuya Station, you think of Hachiko. Hachiko is famous as a loyal dog. He was the pet of Inesaburo Ueno, a professor at Tokyo Imperial University, and used to come to the station every day to greet his owner. A statue was erected here because of the story of how he continued to come to Shibuya Station at the usual time to meet his owner every day, even after Ueno had passed away suddenly. He has since become an established mascot for Shibuya Ward. I've arrived at the famous Scramble Crossing. Shibuya is currently undergoing large-scale redevelopment, with new commercial facilities springing up rapidly. This intersection adopted the Ansan Scramble traffic system in 1973 to accommodate the surge in pedestrian traffic resulting from Japan's period of rapid economic growth. While this intersection is, of course, a famous tourist spot, the bookstore located right across from it actually has a special story behind it. It is the Uwakido bookstore, recognizable by the blue lettering on its white sign. The founder of this bookstore was Hiroshi Funisaka, an imperial Japanese army soldier who served during World War II. Funisaka is the real-life figure who inspired the character Saichi Sugimoto, the protagonist of the anime Golden Kamuy. Known as the Hot Immortal Squad leader, he survived multiple near-fatal wounds and kept fighting. In a famous incident, he charged a U.S. military position and was shot in the neck, leading everyone to believe he had been killed in action, only to recover at the U.S. field hospital where he was taken, where he proceeded to go on a rampage. While being transferred between various U.S. detention camps, he concluded that the disparity in knowledge was the cause of Japan's defeat, which led him to open this bookstore after his repatriation. Cross the Scramble intersection and head toward the commercial complex known as Dogensaka lies to the left of the 109 building, while Bunkamura Dori Avenue lies to the right. Dogenzaka is an interesting street lined with shops, but this time I'll turn right and head along Bunkamura Dori. To feed and fee, the name Dirty Shibuya includes the kanji character for Napitultu Valley. Tut. Since Shibuya Station sits at the bottom of a valley, the area is characterized by the slopes surrounding it. It developed after a railway. Station opened in 1885 and subsequently became a terminal for private railway lines, connecting to the suburbs. Before that, during the Edo period, it was a rural farming area. Today, I'll be walking through Shibuya while tracing the remnants of that valley. This area is lined with large stores. The Seibu department store used to stand at the end of this street, though it has since closed. The street just beyond this one is Center Gai, the heart of Shibuya. I plan to head over there a little later. Drive-through points. If you walk straight along, the side street past the former site of the Seibu department store. You leave the bustle of central Shibuya behind. Ahead lies the Nonokushibu area, home to a row of small, independently owned shops. To your left is Shoto, an exclusive residential district famous for being the home of the late former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated in 2022, and Taro Aso, the 92nd Prime Minister and a sitting lawmaker. You will reach the Okushibu area in about 3 minutes from here. Since we have strayed a bit too far from Shibuya Station, we will turn back at the entrance to the Okushibu area. If you turn right at the Okushibu entrance we just passed and walk a little further, you will see NHK. NHK stands for Nippon Hoso Kyokai, Japan Broadcasting Corporation. It is a public broadcaster. Established in 1950, they are often disliked for going door to door to collect fees. Beyond NHK lies the vast Yoyogi Park, while Harajuku Station is located on the opposite side. We will now turn right and head back toward Shibuya Station. We have returned to the edge of Shibuya Center Gai, right in the heart of Shibuya. This area is known as Udagawa-cho. The Gawa, or Kawa, in the name refers to a river. The Udagawa River used to flow from the northwest all the way to this part of Shibuya. In fact, parts of Center-gai were built over the river after it was enclosed in an underground culvert. We are currently walking along Inokashira Dori Avenue. That round building is a police box, located where Udagawa Dori Avenue merges in from the side. Let's take a slight detour and walk along Center-gai. Center-gai has flourished since the 1930s, following the enclosure of the Udagawa River into an underground culvert. It is known as a hub for young people and is particularly popular among students. While recognized as a center for the latest trends, it is also perceived by many as a somewhat noisy area, as some young people tend to get rowdy during events. The street is lined with restaurants, karaoke venues, clothing stores, and more. Shops line the street on the other side as well. Continuing straight ahead, I emerged near the entrance to Center-gai, which connects to the Scramble Crossing. Instead of heading back toward the station, I made my way back to Inokashira Dori Avenue. This brought me out in front of the Seibu department store. I mentioned earlier that the Seibu department store had closed. But there are actually two locations in Shibuya. And this particular Seibu store is still open for business. I left the street I was just on and turned in the opposite direction from the station. This is where I part ways with Udagawa. After passing by the Seibu department store, you arrive at Modi, a building distinguished by its green, ivy-covered facade. This is also a mixed-use commercial complex. To its right stands a striking yellow building, a PTE Tower Records that occupies the entire structure. It features an event space and serves as a gateway to success for young Japanese musicians. At this fork in the road, I head left and walk up the slope. Since Shibuya is situated in a valley, you have to climb a hill, no matter where you go. Along the slope, you'll notice relatively large commercial facilities, such as the Disney store and sporting goods. Shops, reflecting the fact that this, later than the valley floor, area was developed. Further up the hill, you come to Parco. This complex houses shops related to anime and games, including a Pokemon Center. Continuing straight ahead would lead toward Yoyogi Park, where NHK is located. But instead, I turn off to head toward Miyashita Park. Here is a bit of trivia about Yoyogi Park. The site originally served as a military parade ground. It was also the location of Japan's first powered flight in 1910, since Miyashita Park is situated in a valley. The path leads downhill. You will find various shops lining both sides of this street as well. After walking a short distance, you will emerge right next to the Tower Records I mentioned earlier. From there, pass under the train tracks to head toward the Miyashita Park area on the other side. I've made my way to the other side. I am looking in the direction away from the station. The large avenue on the left is Meiji Dori, and the smaller street on the right is known as Cat Street. Both lead toward Harajuku. The reason I came here is that Cat Street is actually built over a covered river. The Shibuya River flows beneath it. It was enclosed in a culvert during the year of the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Miyashita Park was originally located along this river. The area has since been redeveloped into a recreational space featuring commercial facilities below and a rooftop park equipped with sand, courts for beach volleyball and beach soccer, a bouldering wall, a skating rink, and more. I've crossed over to the Miyashita Park side. Instead of taking the main Meiji-dori Avenue, I'll head down the small lane to the right. This lane runs along the culverted section of the Shibuya River I mentioned earlier. This area is home to Shibuya Yokocho, a strip of food stalls that creates a unique atmosphere. If you keep going straight, the Miyashita Park complex comes to an end. This is the spot where the Utagawa and Shibuya rivers, which I mentioned earlier when talking about Sentergai, converge. A few old shack-like houses still stand here, preserving the atmosphere of the old streamside days. After walking straight for a while, I've arrived in front of Shibuya Station. The Shibuya River continues on, flowing directly beneath the station. We are heading toward the intersection. The slope ahead is Miyama Suzaka, which leads toward Aoyama. Aoyama literally means Blue Mountain. You can clearly see that this spot lies at the bottom of a valley. You can see an unusual sight here. A subway train stopped at an elevated station. This is the Ginza Line, Japan's first subway, which opened in 1927. The station was originally located inside a building, but it was moved to its current location when that building was demolished. Directly above the station is a commercial complex called Shibuya Scramble Square, which is famous for its observation deck. Since the admission fee is 3,000 yen, I'll be skipping it this time. Come out on the opposite side of the station. In that direction lies the Aoyama area, and the road slopes upward. The deck on the other side has a rather unique structure. It was originally the site of the Tokyu Toyoko Line station. After the tracks were moved underground, the old station area was converted into a... We enter the adjacent commercial complex, Shibuya Stream. Walkway while retaining its original layout. Coming into view is the Shibuya River. Which has emerged from its underground culvert. It flows toward Tokyo Bay, changing its name to the Furukawa River along the way. Looking in the opposite direction, you wouldn't even guess a river was there. Incidentally, the source of the Shibuya River lies within Shinjuku-gyoen, a park located in the very heart of the city. Here is what the interior of Shibuya Stream looks like. It features a unique structure. That utilizes the site where railway tracks once ran. The tracks have been preserved, retaining traces of the area's past as a railway station. We pass under the JR tracks to head to the other side of the station. If you cross to the other side, you'll find Shibuya Sakura Stage right in front of you. It is another new commercial complex, though it is reportedly struggling a bit since it sits slightly apart from the main hub of Shibuya. Beside Sakura Stage lies Sakurazaka, Cherry Blossom Slope, the street that gave the complex its name. At the top of this slope lies Nanpeidai, an upscale residential area. The main road here is National Route 246, which connects to Numazu Port in Shizuoka Prefecture via Kanagawa. To the south of the station You'll find the Tokyo Plaza Commercial Complex, followed by the station building for the private Keio Inokashira line. This is the route I walked today. Shibuya's main activity is concentrated primarily to the northwest of the station. The station area is still undergoing massive redevelopment, a city constantly being reborn. That is Shibuya.